I don't know what to do with my
I don't know what to
hands.
do. You can do that if you want. You can sit there in the corner and go, yes. Okay, Phil, you can put your hands down. Phil, you can put your hands down. Hi guys, and welcome to a special edition of A Beer with the Brewer. So, here we are today. Matty, how are we, brother?
Fantastic.
Fantastic.
Good
And
afternoon.
a fantastic friend, Phil. How are you, mate?
Good, buddy, good.
Sore, I hear.
No, I'm fine.
Oh, yeah. We might delve into that later on after a couple of beers. So, guys, we are here at our beer launch at Hellbound in Brunswick Street in the Valley, and Phil is the owner and operator of that. Absolutely fantastic spread here, craft to the roof. So if you are in the Valley, make sure you pop into Hellbound and come down and sample some fantastic craft indie beers over this place. So, and today we are road testing our lovely collaboration that we did with Big Shed from South Australia. This is a black IPA, and we've named it the Neo-Mexicanus, which is based upon some hop varieties and things like that. So, and Phil is a part of the Big Shed crew up here in Brisbane, so what better way to get in front of the camera than to have that here and get his view on the beer also. So, Matty, tell us a bit about this bloody exciting beer. The packaging on it is sensational. I don't know if everyone can see that. See that there? Absolutely sensational. Well done, Berg, on that. That's absolutely classic.
You pretty much nailed it.
A little bit of mind dimension going on.
Definitely.
After a few of these.
Let's crack this bad boy and tip her in.
We've got the ribbed glasses tonight for extra drinking pleasure.
Absolutely.
I don't know if it works like that.
Look at that. Beautiful.
Oh yes, look at that bad boy. That is fantastic.
So, a little bit about this beer. Maybe 5-6 weeks ago, we travelled down to Adelaide for our little wine tour that we also managed to fit in a couple of breweries, one of which being Big Shed.
You can always fit a few breweries in
you
a
always
trip.
do, of course. So we got a bit of a connection with Big Shed through Phil, which is cool. Went and had a couple of beers with Jace.
Yep.
Just
Couple
for
of- An hour of power. I
hour
reckon.
of power. Punched about 4 or 5 skewers before we got on the line, which of course is
Seems pretty standard for Big Shed.
Prerequisite,
A
yeah.
couple of beers is usually,
Yeah.
you know, a couple of hours.
But yeah, whilst we were there, we managed to tee up brewing a collaboration beer. At that point in time, it was just sort of the idea to do the beer.
Yeah.
And then Jace put me in touch with the brewing team, Pete being the main one, the head
Pete,
brewer.
yep.
We floated around a few different ideas. It being winter, particularly in Adelaide, not so much in Brisbane, but
Oh,
although it has been pretty
It's
chilly.
been quite chilly.
It has
so
been quite chilly
absolutely
for
perfect for it.
Queensland. We're like, oh, why don't we make a multi-beer? We've done a lot of sours, lighter beers,
Yeah.
whatever, lately. So we floated around ESB, a couple of different multi-styles. And we're like, fuck, why don't we do a black IPA? That's a style that was popular, I reckon, 5 or 6 years ago.
Yep.
You don't
Yeah.
see a lot of them around these days. You probably know more than we do because we work in a brewery, so you're sort of pigeonholed into what you're actually doing. But you'd have
I'm
people-
just biased because it's my favourite type of beer.
yeah, so I love it as well. I think we've spoken about this before. There's a brewery down in Melbourne, Kowinda Brewery.
Yes.
They did an absolute banger of their black IPA. It was
Yes,
about
very,
6
very
and a half.
nice.
So, do you remember that?
Yes.
Yeah, it was with Nelson Sorvin, so it was like this dank sort of like almost burnt tyre. Yeah, beautiful.
Doesn't sound like something that'd be tasty, but
But it is.
it works.
So,
It
like,
works
What
perfectly.
can we do? A black IPA and then use some cool hops. So the idea was Neo-Mexicanus is an area or sort of a variety of hops, I guess. So Zappa hops is one of the first ones.
Yep.
Which actually was found widely growing in New Mexico in the States.
Yeah.
And
Named
then
after.
yes, well, I'll get to the story.
Alright.
So they found it wildly growing, which is actually the same as Amarillo. And then they grabbed it, and then I think they did a couple of little trial beers this natural hop, and thought actually this could be a commercially viable hop.
Yeah.
So from their CLS hops in the States, which is based in Yakima, got the hop and then went through the breeding program, got it to a point where it was released. We did a single hop beer with Zappa last year.
Certainly did.
So it was actually originally developed with the Zappa family in honor of Frank Zappa, the musician. So that was one of the first Neo-Mexicanus hops.
And hence the color of the purple.
Yes. So the tasting note is one of the weirdest ones I've ever read. It was described as tobacco, spice, and purple.
Yes.
So
I love
don't know how,
purple.
What purple.
My favourite flavour.
I feel like purple is more of like a bean than a flavour.
Exactly.
Maybe we'll get a bit purple tonight. We'll see what happens.
Most probably.
But that's interesting. So that was sort of that, and there was another one, Medusa, which I think now, I'm not sure if that's around anymore.
Yeah.
But from that, now they've crossbred half Neo-Mexicanus with other sort of cultivators.
Yep.
So Sabro, which is becoming more and more popular
Very
in the
nice.
craft beer
Yes.
world. That's been around 2 or 3 years.
Yep.
And a new one called Talus, I think it's pronounced.
Mm.
I was calling it Taurus, but apparently that's wrong.
Right.
Talus.
That's right.
Talus. So they're, 2 of them are half-bred through the HBC breeding program, Sabro and Talus.
Yep.
And Zappa is sort of the original, it's described as wild and rebellious.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, a bit like you. So we combine those hops into the Black IPA, and I think they work beautifully. The flavour profile is like spice, tobacco.
Yeah.
There's a hint of fruit in the background. From
Sabro throws a little bit
Very,
of Sabro.
very light
Kind of
fruit.
thing.
Definitely tobacco.
If you use a lot of Sabro, people pick up coconut. I don't get it so much. But yeah, all these really interesting flavours that suit a black beer or a dark beer.
Yeah.
Really roasty sort of profile, and then all the hops sort of jumping out. So this beer was literally canned yesterday, so it's
Fresh.
still quite fresh.
Tasting.
I think in a week or so the fruit profile from the hops will jump out more. At the moment for me it's still quite spicy.
Yeah.
Yeah, it
It's
is.
tasting really nice.
Really nice.
Yeah.
What do you think about the beer, Phil?
Like I said, I'm biased. It's my favourite category of beer.
Yeah.
It's like having a stout without having a stout. It's all the great things of an IPA. Yeah, fantastic. Thought the hop choice was spot on for the time of year and the type of beer.
They work really well together.
It was can be a little bit divisive on the Sabro front, but it's perfect in this. It's not my favourite hop, but
Yep.
in this beer, it shows where to use it.
Yep.
I think this or a brown ale would have been a good choice for that type of hop. But yeah, phenomenal beer. I love it. Easy drinking. Perfect black IPA. Could drink it year round.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Very smashable. At 6.5%.
At 6.5%. Yeah, definitely.
Smashable.
Yeah, we'll see how many we can possibly polish off tonight. But yeah, absolutely fantastic black IPA with this one. Like everyone's saying, it's got that hop characteristics and that juiciness kind of mouthfeel in relation to all those hops. Got the nice malt body, the roastiness coming through there, and a nice real clean finish as well, which is probably one of the best things I like about Matty's brewing style and things like that is that nice clean finish on these beers. So boys, thank you very much, Phil, for your input into this.
Anytime,
and
mate.
the event, mate. Really appreciate it, and thanks for supporting us.
Thanks for
along
making
the
it.
Many years. I remember dropping in first and knocking on your door and
You're
basically.
definitly one of the first, buddy.
I was thinking, shit, he's going to close his door on my face for sure. But no, open.
I think you are.
Yeah, I know. Welcome in. Yeah, I know.
I think you were the first brewery to take my virginity as a venue, so that was nice.
No, it was good. So and then supported us the whole entire way, all the way through.
Yeah.
We should note it was Phil's 3rd birthday. Well, Hellbound, I should say.
It was
on the
wasn't it?
weekend.
I am a 3-year-old.
Aren't we all?
I act like a
That's what
3-year-old
happens when
today.
you jump on couches. That's what.
So you can tie that together. Yeah, no, 3rd birthday on the weekend, so we had a bit of a party and got some beers cranking on the taps and got everyone nice and happy. Yeah, it was very good. So 3 years, hopefully we can keep doing it for another, who knows, until I get over it.
100%. I know everyone speaks super highly of you, super highly of the venue because of the quality of beers and everything that you come
Yeah.
produced out of here and things like that. Everyone has a great time when they're here. So yeah,
I
get along
think if
and
you
support.
care, it's if you care about what you do, it shows. You know, in the beer, the service,
100%.
and what you sell.
100%. So.
Yeah.
All right, boys. Thank you very much. Cheers for this.
Cheers, lads.
Polish a few of these off. You can get this. The stockers will be thrown up next week, and get a hold of this bad boy because it is a perfect drinking beer for these slightly wintry. Phil, what are you doing with your hands?
Sorry.
Put 'em down.
Before we go, we must give a little shout out to Wes, who's managed to be quiet for the last 10 minutes.
Oh, thanks, Wes.
So, cheers to Wes.
I've never heard him not speak.
Him over there, nice and silent. He's struggling really bad. It's killing him. If we had duct tape, we would have actually strapped him down. Fantastic. All right, guys, thank you very much for joining us again. Get out and try this beer. It's an absolute cracker. Yeah, fantastic. Cheers.
Cheers, Wes.
Cheers.